You're not broke, you're soft. You're not stuck, you're scared. Winners find a way. Losers find excuses. You say you want success? Then act like it. This world doesn't reward effort, it rewards results. It doesn't care how hard it is, it only cares if you win. Most people don't lose because they lack talent, they lose because they accept excuses. If you're tired of average, if you're sick of playing small, then this video is your wake-up call. No fluff, no pity parties, just raw, ruthless truth about what it really takes to win at all costs. Ready? Let's go. You say you want to win? Then stop talking and start acting. The world isn't waiting for you to get ready, it's moving fast. And if you're still trying to decide whether you're in or out, you've already lost. Winners don't hesitate. Winners don't contemplate whether they're qualified or whether the timing is right. They step into the fire and figure it out on the way. Winning isn't polite. It doesn't knock on your door with a smile. It demands everything from you: your time, your energy, your focus, and most of all, your refusal to accept excuses. This is the game of life, and only the ruthless, the relentless, and the radically responsible make it to the top. If you're still looking for permission to go all in, here it is. Permission granted, now execute. Let me tell you the truth. Most people don't win because they built themselves a back door, a soft, safe exit they can slip through the moment it gets hard. And guess what? That's exactly where they go when pressure hits. Because if you've built a plan B, you're planning to fail. There is no such thing as partial commitment. You're either all in or all out. You don't get to say, I gave it a try. Trying is what people say when they quit in advance. Real winners don't try, they do. They don't entertain the idea of failure. They're too obsessed with the outcome to flirt with doubt. You want to make it? Burn the backup plan. Burn the damn boats. Leave yourself no choice but to succeed or die trying. That's what winners do. They cut off the escape route, they commit to the process, and they make it happen, or they go down swinging, but they never, ever walk away. You think pain is the problem? Pain is the path. Pain is the entry fee you pay to step into greatness. If it's easy, it's not worth it. If it doesn't hurt, it won't change you. And if you're not willing to suffer, you're not worthy to lead. Everybody wants the prize, but nobody wants the process. Everybody wants to win, but few are willing to bleed for it. Let me make this very clear. Comfort is the enemy of success. The faster you get comfortable being uncomfortable, the faster you rise. Pain isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's building muscle, sharpening your edge, forging character. While others are whining about how tired they are, real players are in the gym and the office on the grind, stacking results while the world sleeps. You don't deserve to win just because you're working hard. You win because you outlast the pain. You embrace the suffering. You eat it for breakfast. And don't talk to me about motivation. Motivation is for amateurs. What separates the elite from the average isn't emotion, it's discipline. It's showing up when every fiber of your being is telling you to rest. It's executing when no one's watching. It's grinding on the days you feel broken. Winners don't negotiate with their feelings. They operate on principles. You think you're tired? Do it anyway. You think you've done enough? You haven't. Get up, suit up, and go again. That's the mindset. Because discipline is the great equalizer. It turns average men into legends. It closes the gap between talent and obsession. If you can master discipline, you'll crush 99% of your competition without breaking a sweat. Your emotions can't be trusted. They will lie to you, deceive you, and talk you out of your destiny. So shut them down. Replace feelings with focus. Replace hesitation with hustle. You want to go far? Then check your circle. Because your environment is either fueling your fire or putting it out. You can't win surrounded by losers. You can't elevate when you're weighed down by people who accept mediocrity. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Winners roll with winners. They don't hang around people who whine, complain, and blame others. They run with assassins, people who push them, challenge them, and demand more. And if you don't have that right now, go find it. Be alone if you have to. Solitude is better than sabotage. Distance yourself from anyone who encourages your excuses. Cut off the people who drain your energy. Protect your mindset like your life depends on it, because it does. You don't need more love from losers. You need accountability from killers. You need hunger, discipline, and unrelenting support. Anything less is a liability. Let's talk about the real enemy, excuses. Excuses are just lies wrapped in logic. They sound smart, but they're just dressed up fear. I'm too old, lie. I'm too young, lie. I don't have the right connections, lie. I'm not ready, lie. All of it is fear pretending to be rational, but the truth is, you're not scared of failing, you're scared of being exposed, scared of what people will say, scared of looking stupid. Well, guess what? No one who ever made history cared about being embarrassed. They were too busy building empires while the world laughed. Every excuse you make is a wall you build between you and your future. You don't need another reason to play small. You need the guts to call yourself out. Rip off the mask. Kill the victim mentality. Because as long as you believe your excuses, your destiny is dead. Own your outcomes. Own your life. You're not stuck. You're stagnant. And the antidote isn't another book or seminar. It's action. You're thinking too much. You're analyzing everything and executing nothing. Paralysis by analysis is killing your potential. Winners move fast. They act decisively. They fail forward, adjust, and charge again. You don't need perfect conditions. You need momentum. You don't need clarity. You need courage. Start ugly. Start scared. Start before you're ready. Just start. Because the second you move, the universe starts moving with you. Opportunities open. Resources appear. But not for the talkers. For the doers. So kill the hesitation, stop waiting for signs, and start creating them. There's power in motion. There's transformation in action. You don't get confidence from preparation, you get it from performance. Execution is king. Action is the language of winners. And let's be clear, there is no middle ground. You win or you quit, period. There is no almost, there is no I gave it my best shot. You either do whatever it takes or you don't deserve to be in the room. The world doesn't care about your intentions, it cares about your impact. And the scoreboard doesn't lie. You don't get to rewrite the rules just because they're hard. You rise to the standard or you sit down and watch. Winners don't beg for chances, they create them. They don't complain about fairness, they dominate regardless. This isn't about ego, this is about legacy. You were not born to be average. You were not created to play small. You were built for greatness. But greatness has a cost, and the cost is total commitment, total responsibility, and a complete refusal to quit. That's it. No excuses, no retreat, no compromise. Either you win or you get out of the way. So what's it going to be? Another year of good intentions and half-finished plans? Or a total war on mediocrity? You want to win? Then take the hits. Keep moving forward and make yourself undeniable. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to hand you the crown. You've got to rip it from the jaws of life with blood, sweat, and an unshakable will to win. Because that's the game. That's the mindset. And that's how champions are made. There are no excuses at the top, only results. Decide today, decide now, win at all costs. You want to rise to the top? Then understand this. The top isn't overcrowded, it's lonely. Not because it's exclusive, but because most people refuse to pay the price. They want comfort over conquest. They want applause over achievement. They want sympathy over strategy. But life doesn't hand out trophies for intentions. Life rewards the few who choose to outwork, outlast, and outfight every excuse, every limitation, and every obstacle that stands in the way. The top isn't reserved for the lucky, it's earned by the relentless. You don't stumble into greatness, you march into it with fire in your gut and a steel spine that refuses to bend. While others make excuses, you execute. While others slow down, you speed up. While others say it's too hard, you say it's worth it. Understand something, your results don't lie. They don't care how you feel, what your story is, or how unfair your situation seems. They're the scoreboard of your life. And if you're not getting what you want, the answer isn't more excuses, It's more execution. You don't get to rewrite the outcome until you rewrite your habits. You don't rise by talking, you rise by doing. So kill the excuses, kill the story, kill the need for validation. Stop explaining your failures and start producing results. The world respects what works, so make your life work. Not someday, not next week, right now. You say you want to win, but are you willing to sacrifice? That's the real question. Are you willing to give up the comfort, the distractions, the social approval, and the weekends wasted in meaningless pleasure to build something that matters? Because that's what it takes. It takes blood, it takes sweat, it takes war against your own weakness. And it takes obsession, a total, undeniable, burning obsession to become who you were born to be. Not who you pretend to be, not who people expect you to be, but who you know deep down in your gut that you could become if you stop playing small. Look, nobody said it would be easy, but here's the truth, it's not supposed to be. Easy builds nothing. Easy creates nobody. Everything worthwhile comes with resistance. Pressure isn't your enemy. It's your proving ground. Diamonds aren't made in comfort. Steel isn't forged in peace. If you want to lead, you have to learn to love the fight. You have to welcome the fire. You have to develop a relationship with resistance. So intimate, so consistent, that it becomes second nature. Winners don't run from pressure. They rise under it. They get sharper, meaner, more focused. They don't wish for easier. They get stronger. And when you fall, and you will fall, don't cry about it. Get up, fast. Nobody cares about how you feel. They care about whether you finish. Don't waste time licking your wounds. Heal while you move. Learn while you fight. Grow in the heat of battle, because that's what warriors do. Every failure is feedback. Every loss is a lesson, but only if you refuse to quit. That's the price of greatness. Getting up one more time than you fall. Grinding one more rep when your body screams. Pushing forward one more hour when your mind begs for rest. There is no secret, no shortcut, no hack. There is only the grind, the discipline, the decision to kill every excuse that tries to crawl into your mind. Your job isn't to feel motivated, it's to become unstoppable. Because once you commit, truly commit, your excuses lose power, your fears shrink, your doubts fade, and what's left is raw, focused action, the kind that bends reality, the kind that breaks through walls, the kind that produces results so undeniable that even your enemies have to clap. You don't need permission to be great. You need courage. You need clarity. You need conviction. And above all, you need a refusal to lose. So stop waiting, stop stalling, stop justifying your delays with good reasons. Good reasons are still excuses when they block you from greatness. Winners don't need ideal conditions, they create their own. They don't get lucky, they get savage. They don't follow, they dominate. And if you want to live like a king, you've got to be willing to suffer like a soldier. Day in, day out, relentless, consistent, unshakable. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. This world bows to those who refuse to quit. It opens doors for the one who refuses to stop knocking. It clears paths for the one who refuses to sit down. You are not average. You were not built for mediocrity. You were not created to blend in. You were built for war, for dominance, for victory. But the victory only comes to those who want it more than they want comfort. So ask yourself, how bad do you want it? How far are you willing to go? How loud are you willing to silence your excuses? There's only one answer that counts. All the way. You go all the way. You go until the wheels fall off, until the critics shut up, until the world takes notice. You go until your excuses run out of breath trying to catch up. You go until you're undeniable. And then you go again. Because that's the cost of winning. Not everyone is willing to pay it. But you, if you're still here, if you're still listening, if you still feel that fire in your gut, then you're one of the few, one of the rare, one of the bold. So stand up, wipe the dust off, kill the doubt, destroy the excuse, and move forward. Fast, fierce, and focused. This is your moment, your season, your fight. And you better believe this, you were built to win. And now it's time to prove it. No retreat, no excuse, just war. Victory awaits the relentless. So go take what's yours at all costs. Now, you don't negotiate with your future. You don't bargain with your destiny. You don't show up to the battlefield of life asking for fair. You walk in like you own the place. Like every setback was designed to build your resilience. Like every delay was training your patience. Like every failure was sculpting your strength. Winners don't cry over what didn't happen. They double down, adapt, and attack. Every no becomes fuel. Every door that closes just sharpens their vision. They don't need everything to go right to move forward. They don't wait for perfection. They force progress. And they do it without apology, without asking for permission, without giving anyone else the power to decide how far they go. Because deep down, they've made a decision. I will win no matter what it costs. The average mind chokes in chaos. The winning mind thrives in it because they've learned to make pressure a partner. Chaos isn't their enemy, it's their home field. When everything's falling apart, that's when a real winner shows up. When the lights are the brightest and the stakes are the highest, they don't fold, they focus. They channel all the pain, all the doubt, all the rejection into raw performance. They don't run from fear, they weaponize it. They let it sharpen their instincts and fuel their execution. Because they understand that comfort has never made a conqueror. The higher the pressure, the bigger the opportunity. The louder the opposition, the sweeter the victory. If you're waiting for the right time to go all in, let me save you the suspense. There is no right time. There's only now. Every second you hesitate, someone else is executing. Every moment you stall, someone else is stacking wins. The market rewards speed. Life rewards decisiveness. The future doesn't belong to the hesitant. It belongs to the bold. To those who understand that hesitation is the cousin of failure. That delay is just another excuse dressed up as patience. That waiting is just another form of fear. And no, you won't always have it all figured out. But winners don't wait for clarity. They move with courage. They know that action reveals answers, that movement exposes momentum, that failing forward is 100 times better than standing still. You want to change your life? Then stop waiting for motivation and start moving with discipline, because motivation fades, inspiration dies. But discipline, the daily grind, the consistent hustle, the non-negotiable execution is what builds empires. So here's what you do. You wake up every day with a mindset that says, no excuse is allowed in my life. You train your brain like a soldier trains for war. You condition yourself to execute under pressure. You raise your standards so high that your old self can't survive the new level. You kill every excuse with ruthless intent. You hold yourself to such an unshakable standard of accountability that quitting becomes impossible. And when life punches you in the face, and it will, you smile, adjust your stance, and throw back harder. Not because you enjoy pain, but because you've trained yourself to dominate through it. There's no elevator to success. You take the stairs, step by painful, powerful step. And if you're lucky, the stairs are broken and you have to climb. Because in that struggle, in that climb, in that pain, you become something unbreakable. You become what the world cannot ignore. You become the example your family needs, the leader your team craves, and the champion your younger self always dreamed of becoming. This is bigger than you. It's not just about proving the doubters wrong. It's about proving yourself right, proving that the fire inside you was always real, that your dreams were never too big, that your goals were never too far, that your vision was always valid. But none of that means anything if you stay stuck in your excuses. Every excuse is a silent agreement to stay average, and you weren't born for average. So no, you don't get to stop. You don't get to say, I've done enough. You don't get to coast when there's still fight left in you. You weren't built to be remembered for what you almost did. You were built to leave a legacy written in results. A legacy etched in sacrifice, stamped with persistence, and crowned with victory. This is your declaration. No excuse allowed. Not now, not ever. You don't run from pressure, you run into it. You don't beg for success, you take it. You don't wait for the stars to align, you light your own sky. Every day you wake up with breath in your lungs, you owe it to your potential to push harder, go further, and think bigger than you ever have before. Your future doesn't need another dreamer. It needs a dominator, someone who shows up, suit on, eyes locked, ready for war. And if that's not you today, then get up and train until it is. Because when the world sees a man or woman who refuses to accept excuses, who moves with violent clarity and refuses to lose, they get out of the way. They watch, they admire, they fear, and eventually they follow. So be the one, be the example, be the storm that breaks the cycle of excuses for everyone watching you. And when it's all said and done, when they ask you how you did it, you'll tell them the truth. I killed the excuses. I paid the price. And I won at all costs.